Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. You may be wondering why the quality is subpar. Got to the shop, no memory card in the nice camera, so Bobby's gonna bring me my memory card for this guy. For now, we're using the GoPro. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Today we are getting started on the Evo 10. Let's get this guy in the shop. Today the whole drivetrain is coming out of this thing. Just got it back from PDR. Honestly, not very pleased with the work, I guess. I'm gonna have somebody else take a look at it, but there's this major dent right here that apparently they couldn't get out, so I'm gonna have someone else do that. I was pretty stoked on the door. This door over here came out literally perfect. They got it all bent down on the bottom, so that thing came out good, but there was a dent on the pillar and then some other little things that apparently they weren't able to get. Not a big deal. So I'm gonna have someone else swing by later, take a look at that. In the meantime, let's get this thing up on the lift. We gotta get some other cars moved around first though. All right, just getting started off. We have the front end all torn apart. Headlights are off, bumpers off. The top core support brakes guy right here, that thing is removed. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the bumper brakes, AC condenser, radiator. That'll give us access to the engine. You guys already know, you've seen me do this 1,000 times. I'm probably gonna do a lot less talking in this video than usual because I feel like we've had an Evo 10 drivetrain out like 20 times on the channel. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Ain't gonna really be a tutorial, just a nice little tearing apart my Evo. And we could definitely just drop the trans. I don't know if you guys remember though. Oh, nice, and a missing intake manifold bolt. So many sus things on this car. I don't know if you guys remember all of the oil leaks. This thing leaks a shit ton of oil. So I just wanna pull everything out, go through everything, reseal everything. I think the engine's fine as far as the leaks go, but either the trans or the transfer's leaking pretty bad. So that's why we're pulling everything out. And of course that clutch is completely gone. All right, we made some really good progress. All the wiring's disconnected, everything's off the front end. Thankfully, but not thankfully, there was no AC refrigerant in here, so I was able to pull off the AC condenser. I can leave the AC compressor on the engine, which is gonna make life a whole lot easier. I like to just leave all the stuff over here. So the power steering pump, the alternator, and the compressor, super nice to just leave all that on the engine. So from here, we pretty much have like some shifter cables. I do need to pull off this power steering stuff over here, get the car up in the air. Driveline, exhaust, I should probably just pull out the fluids now. I've made that mistake before, so engine oil, PK strands, get all that drained out. And then we're pretty much ready to drop the drivetrain. This is getting way too quick and easy. I should probably stop doing these things. It actually sounds really funny to say because I remember the first time pulling my Evo 10 apart, the camo one, I had to pull the head off, and just pulling the head alone took me like 3 days. And now we're pulling a whole drivetrain in like 2 hours. So pretty wild how life has progressed. I just found the sickest mod ever. Check out this hanger. Good old baling wire. Pretty sick. So this thing's pretty much ready to go. From here, we just have some subframe hardware. Of course, wheels, tires, rotors got to come off. Brakes got to be disconnected. CVs will come out. And then the steering column, just get that, or that steering knuckle, get that guy disconnected. Or you can just leave it. It's kind of like a slip joint. It'll just slip out right on its own. So not a big deal there if you forget it. All the wiring's off, as you guys see. So let's dive into some suspension wheel tire things and get this drivetrain chilling on the ground.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I'll check the engine. Holy dirty dude.
Hello, BobbyWallace.com.
Hi, DevinNiemela.com.
Would you like to trade my engine for your engine?
Not a chance in hell.
This one's nice though. It only got a couple leaks here and there. The clutch is a little roasted.
Nice compared to magnificent.
Well, you got a lifted head and I don't, so it's a good trade. All right, well, you're gonna have the shop rate of $3 grand an hour when I lift your head off of your head.
Not when I help.
Oh, well, I'll probably just do this to your car, to be honest.
Honey, you don't need to.
I don't need, but look at how shitty this looks, like in the bay and everything. And you know how long this took?
An hour.
Like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Dang,
And when you can go through and clean every little thing,
Jeez.
make it nice and titties again.
That thing is crusty.
Exactly.
That's insane.
Yours is probably gonna look like this too. Well, not this crusty, but. What do you have to say to all the people mad at you? It's really like the 2 people out of 10,000.
I freaking called it. I knew some of you guys were going to be all butthurt. But can you blame me?
Look at the damn thing, dude.
Can you really blame me? I mean...
People are also wondering why you bought a built car if you're going to turn it down. Do you want to explain or should I?
Because I don't want a race car. I mean...
But why didn't you just buy a stock one?
Because that one's perfect.
You like my Evo? Looks like your Evo that used to exist here. They don't call me Evo God for nothing. Let me clarify on Bobby's car. The only thing we're changing is the turbo.
Yeah.
Everything else is staying the same. Maybe the fuel system a little bit. It's not like you're just going to put a stock block back in there. Oh, I don't need the sleeves. We got to do a 5858 STI and 5858 Evo and see which one makes more sauce. I actually talked to Josh about that. That'd be sick. Yeah. But Josh was just going to send it to the moon and blow it up. I know Chag wouldn't like purposely blow something up just to win.
How did my car get so dirty overnight? It was not that dirty one.
Honey, it was shipped from frickin' Missouri. All right, so we have this entire thing out of the car. I'm gonna go ahead, disassemble it. The complete long block is staying together. There's no reason. Damn, I just realized I forgot something. No reason to pull the long block apart. When I get the trans and transfer, it is gonna come off the subframe. All this is gonna be like disassembled. So we'll have the engine set aside, trans set aside, transfer set aside, entire subframe separate. So we can go through and get all that cleaned up. One thing I did want to do while I was in the car is disengage the throwout bearing. And I forgot about that. You kind of have to do that from the bottom. So I'm gonna try to jack this thing up a little bit and do it right now. Kind of at a weird jack point. I'm getting way too good at this throwout bearing clip release. I used to struggle so much. I think the last, and hopefully I don't regret saying this, the last like 3 or 4 I've pulled have been super easy. I've spent like 2 hours on them before in the past, but now I'm just knocking them out in 2 seconds. We have a giant freaking mess, and we found a lot of funny, not really funny, sus things. Whoever built this car, you should probably just stop working on cars. There's a lot of sus shit going on. Let's run through all the sus things, starting with the most obviously sus thing there is. The other things aren't so bad, but this is the most sus. This is clearly why we had a gear oil leak. So there is an O-ring right here. Well, it's supposed to be. It looks like it's still on there, but clearly you can see this ring right here. This is all RTV. Somebody tried to RTV together the T-case and the trans. Clearly it did not work. I don't know why you wouldn't just replace. Oh, what the frick is this? That doesn't seem like the stock seal. Weird. I don't know why you just wouldn't replace the O-ring, which is about $4 because I have one on order right now. So that's sus thing number one. Number two, we had one missing T-case bolt. We had two missing transmission bolts. Rear trans mount is nice and floppy. I'm pretty sure all the oil that was leaking from the T-case to trans traveled in to the clutch area, which probably explains the clutch slippage issue. I'm gonna guess the clutch probably isn't even that burnt. It's probably just full of gear oil, which would make sense, seeing how that's all full of gear oil too. Other things sus, but I'm not gonna say it's really a shop's fault or whatever. We have a broken off stud. We had a missing bolt, so there was 3 out of 5 holding the downpipe on. A little bit sus. You can see there's a missing manifold nut there. What else? Back of the engine's quite oily, but it's like all dried oil. It's not wet or fresh. So I think that's probably just gear oil that sprayed up on it over the years. That's about it for the engine. Honestly, engine as a whole is not too sus. But that trans to TK seal, that's just weird. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the clutch. It's clearly been off before, seeing how all the dowels are missing, which I guess isn't the biggest deal in the world. These Allens are not stock, so I know this clutch has obviously been off a time or two. So let's pull this clutch off and see if it's burnt or if it's just full of oil. Clutch is removed. You can still see life on the clutch, which is crazy. This thing hardly would move under its own weight. So I'm guessing, obviously it's worn, but in company along with quarts and quarts of gear oil getting on it, it's probably why it didn't work all that well. Pretty stoked with the progress that we made today, and I know I just spit. Damn braces. Yeah, tomorrow is gonna be a nice cleanup day. New clutch comes in, I think Monday. I already have all the seals here. We do need to do some paint work, so I might work some of that in because today is Thursday, and I don't wanna just do nothing all weekend, so I might paint this car over the weekend. Guess we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Peace out, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow.